issues this week? Any injuries? Any? No one's pregnant?
No, I'm not pregnant.
You're right, great. Alrighty. We'll start with the foundation stone. So what I want you to think about in the class, we will work through our dissertation and then we'll add things in so that you can use this class as a basis for whatever you want to do. It's going to be a backbend class, so we'll come down and do bow and locus and we'll come up to camel. So that'll be our key, because that's a really nice thing to be able to do for yourself at home. It's usually our backs that are tight and sore. So, is there anything else that anyone wants to work tonight while I'm busy just sort of deciding what we're doing and kind of, you know, I can fit things in. Any niggles that anyone wants to stretch? No? You're all happy? Right, fine. We'll start by breathing and standing, because we've just got to get these things right. So is that already in running? Okay, cool. Starting in Tadasana, if we all just take our left hand and we take actually our middle finger and our thumb and just place them on, actually on a clavicle, actually on these bony points here. What it does is it just focuses on lifting that area. So I just then want you to think about bringing those shoulders down and back, but really lifting from this point. So we're not just standing there, we're actually actively standing. There's a big difference. It's a little thing, but it's a big difference. Now then what I want you to do is explore with the feet on the floor. So first of all, just inhale and lift the toes. Just lift the toes, and then exhale and flatten them down, spreading them onto the mat. And if you're struggling to spread on the mat, really now just really take a time to spread them. Like we do with our hands, I always say index fingers forward. You want to try and push your big toes forward. Because quite often we have a tendency, and I know anyone who's ever done any dance or was a victim of the 80s pointy shoes, you know, we tend to have feet that point. And what we really want is feet that actually spread. So really try and get that nice spread while you're standing there. You can let go of the hand now that you've got your chest lifted. Pushing down with the hands, but keeping them close to the sides of the body. Actively spreading those fingers and again pushing down through them. The reason we're doing that is that activates our shoulder blades when we pull them together by keeping the hands active. So there is a reason why you take this strange stance. Pulling up above the knees and really drawing the tummy in and feeling like you're drawing your hip bones together. So there's this really active movement going on within the lower part of your torso. So all of this should be working now. We should be able to actually make drum noises on our tummies. So you really want to be strong, because standing is a balance as much as anything else. You know, you want to see someone with an inner ear problem or losing a big toe. They can't do it. So you want to enjoy it while you can. Closing your eyes, just focusing on the breath. And the image I want you to have is that the breath is coming in through your abdomen. It's bouncing off your middle back. It's then bouncing off your chest, and then it's coming out through the back of your head. Strange image, but what it will do is as you inhale and it hits all those points, then as you exhale and it comes out of your head, you'll feel those little micro movements because you're responding to what your mind is imagining. So closing those eyes, standing really tall, and just inhaling all the way up and then exhaling out to the back of the head. And then inhaling in the tummy, hit it off the back, lift it to the chest, and then exhale out to the back of the head. And just keep doing that. And just feel there's this little micro movement happening in the stance. You've got a little forward, a little backward movement. It's all good. It's really good. It's just grounding the body, giving you a sense of earth before you begin to balance. And then we take a big inhale and we just sweep those arms around and we bring the palms together at heart center, exhaling those palms together. Just fire and don't worry, ignore the camera. Inhaling the hands all the way up. And then just circle the hands around. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhale. exhale. Now, connect with the eyes. As we inhale up, the eyes come to the ceiling, and as we exhale, the eyes come to the floor. Not tucking the chin, just using the eyes to just create that little bit of extra stretch and momentum in the neck. Going to hold it at the bottom, and we're just going to return the other way. Inhaling up, exhale through the center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, really sweet, really lifting the chest now. We're beginning the process of the sun salute. Lifting all the way up. Exhaling down this time. Inhale up and hold your sun salute. We're already there. Reach it up even taller. You're breathing now in the pose, holding the pose. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Inhale to center. Exhale to right. Inhale to center. Exhale to left. Inhale to center. And exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale the hands all the way up, keeping the palms together. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Just keep it flowing. Really connect with the length of the movement being the length of the breath. So for as long as you're exhaling, you're going over. Just keep going. Connect with the lovely stretch. Now what you should be feeling is that each time you go over, you're getting a little more movement, a little more stretch to the hip, a little bit freer, more length from the tips of the fingers to the heels of the toes. And this time, as we go over, we're going to go a little bit further and just take the hand down to the outside of the leg, and then inhale, floating up, and change sides. And we'll just do two each side, just connecting with a deeper side stretch. And then finally inhaling up. And then exhaling the hands to heart center. Beginning our sun salute, inhale it up. Exhale, sit down into chair, really using the eyes along the floor in front of you. Inhale, create some space. Tuck those tongues in as you exhale and fold forward. Inhaling, take hold of the toes, look along the floor. Exhale, folding forward, sweep the arms behind you and come all the way up to sun salute. Exhale to chair, keeping the eyes on the floor in front of you. Inhale, raise it up, create space. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half up. Look along that floor in front of you. Exhale, fold forward, sweeping the hands back, rolling the head up, coming all the way up to our sun salute. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Sweeping the arms back, rolling up all the way. And down to chair. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Bringing the arms all the way back. Sweeping our way up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, coming round. Okay, this time we're coming into our B. So this is sun salute A. We're going to add B by bringing our plank into the movement. So exhaling, inhaling, exhale, hands down, step it back to plank. Half plank, eyes forward, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Keep the dog soft, walking the dog. Breathing, lifting that tail up. 5 nice deep breaths in dog. Just softening, lifting those tailbones, preparing to come to center, lift up on the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands and jump or step forward, forward bend. Sweep the arms around. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, half up. Exhale, hands come down, step it back to plank. Half plank. Inhale. Exhale. Walking the dog, keep it soft. 5 deep breaths. Coming up on the toes, bending the knees, looking between the hands. Jump and step forward, forward bend. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come down. Back to plank. Half plank. Inhale. Head up. Exhale. Exhale. Keep walking the dog. Keep it soft. And coming up on the toes, bending the knees, jump and step forward. Forward bend. Sweep the hands around. All the way up. And set it down. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale, half up. And exhale, hands down. Step it back to plank. Half plank. Inhale, eyes forward. Coming up to up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Keep it walking. Keep it moving. Coming up on the toes, bending the knees. Step or jump forward. Forward bend. Sweep the hands around. All the way. Set it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Step it back. And halfway. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Keep it walking. Only 2 more. And then we begin to add our movements. Up on the toes. Bend the knees. Jump, step forward. Forward bend. Sweep the hands back and around. And then exhale. And then inhale. Remember, creating space. Exhale, sucking the tummies in. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, hands come down. Lock the breath. Step it back to plank. Holding the breath, half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Keep it walking. Keep it soft. Lift the tailbone. Let the chest come to earth. And coming up on the toes, bending the knees, jump and step forward, forward bend. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhaling, into chair. Inhaling, exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lock the breath. Hands come down, step it back to plank. Half plank. Inhale the up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Walking the dog. So that really forms the basis of your home practice. If you do nothing else, you have given your whole body a little bit of a warm-up. Coming up on your toes, bending the knees, jump or step forward, forward bend. Hands come back, let's come around, all the way up. Exhale, we're coming to chair, let's hold it there. We're going to inhale up, we're going to cross the ankle over the knee, and we're going to sink down into a nice deep single-legged squat. We're then going to inhale up, we're going to exhale the left leg down. going to inhale up. I'm going to exhale the right leg again. Remember, where your eyes go really matters. Drishti, the gaze, gives us our balance. Okay, hold it there. Come down. Remember our chair. Inhale all the way up. And we're going to come down again. Push even further. And then we're going to come up again. And then we're going to sit down even further. Really give it some welly. Push those chairs back. Inhale it up. Last time. Come down. Really swing it down. Now take the arms up and behind. Really lift them. Push your chest forward. Bottom should be way behind now. Take the arms back up. And then inhale. Push it up. And then exhale. Fold forward. Fold forward never felt so good. Inhaling, taking hold of the toes. Looking along the floor in front of you. Hold it there. Take both hands in front of you. Leave the left one in the centre. Just gently inhale the right arm to the ceiling. And then just bring it down. Changing sides. Inhaling the left turn up. Exhaling down. Keep flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time, taking that right hand off. We're going to flip the arm around and sort of hug our back with our arm. We're going to lift the left hand off so that we're now in hinge. We're going to thread the left fingers through the right fingers. So we're actually giving ourselves sort of a round the back hug. And what I want us to do is then lift that right shoulder a little bit and really open those chests. And then place the left hand back on the floor and the right hand in the ceiling. What I think you should find is that your arms are really nice and straight now. You've really got more of an open chest. Okay, float that hand down. Inhaling the left hand up. And then taking that arm around to give yourself a bit of a hug. Take the right hand up and thread those fingers in together. And just use that little bit of gravity to really lift that left shoulder up to the ceiling. And then placing the right hand back down, lifting the left hand. Really feel you've just opened your chest even further. Nice straight line, fingertips to fingertips. We'll just float that hand down. And then exhale, folding forward, placing the hands down. Lock the breath. Step it back. For plank. Coming down to forearms for forearm plank. Making sure all the time we're in plank that our heels are really pushing back. That's the only crucial part of what we do in plank. So then we're going to come straight back up to straight arm plank. And then we come back down to forearm plank. And I'm going to keep doing this for hours. And we're going to do one more straight arm plank. And then it's down to half plank. And then we flow forward beautifully gently to our up dog. And we just roll sedately back to our down dog. And we just keep breathing. Now really making sure our hands are nice and spread. They're very flat on the mat. Make sure those fingers are spread. Index fingers forward. Hands flat on the mat. Drawing those shoulder blades together. Don't forget to use forearms. And then coming up on the toes. Bending the knees. Look between the hands. And we're going to do 3 bunny hops. Bunny hops are the precursor to the jump through. So all you've got to do is lift yourself off the floor. Okay? So really nice and light. What I don't want to hear is any thumping. Bunnies don't thump when they're little. We just have a nice bounce. Okay? Everyone has a go. Lovely. Just having a go as we think what we're looking to do when we are in this position jump does is get us down to the end of the mat. That wasn't very well done, but that's the purpose. When I say jump or step forward, that's your other option. So jump or step forward and come all the way through to standing. Everyone feeling warm now? Cool.
Yeah,
So now we're going to begin all of the little things that get us into our back bending position. So when you're working in your own home practice, always think about warming up first. That's what sun salutation does. It oils the body. So inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, reach up, really lift the chest. Don't forget anything on the way through in your practice. Exhale, come down to chair, hold chair. Bringing hands to heart center. Take a big inhale, lift that chest, really feel nice and strong. Exhale, left elbow over right thigh. Spreading the arms, opening the chest. Beautiful open twist. Breathe in the pose. Sink those bottoms down. I see lots of bottoms in the air, bottoms down. And then exhale, bringing the palms together. And then exhale, floating over to the other side. Spreading those arms, opening those chests. Getting those bottoms down to earth. And then exhaling, palms together. Here's a challenge. Now, can we do this? Woo!
It's an easy answer.
Okay, and then bring it back to center. And we'll just try it on the other side. It's good to have a little challenge now and then. So all we're going to do is take one hand to the floor and then open. Now the reason I'm doing this together is actually that it really makes us sit deeper. Okay. Coming back into our chair. And then inhale. Create space. Everyone's getting warmer now, huh? Exhale. Float over. Inhale. Halfway up. Hold the halfway. Coming to our lovely half moon pose. Take your left hand in front first. Then stand on that left leg. Remember, where the hand is will change. So first of all, raising your leg and arm. The right leg needs to be as active as the standing leg. It needs to be pushing back. Then we open our right arm to the ceiling. And we really look to open the chest again. So a straight line between the hands. Active, right foot pushing back. Really opening up. Flattening the body. And then we float gently down. No thumping sounds. Very gently. Floating down. Right hand comes to floor. Right foot standing. Lifting that left leg. And really working to open that chest. Really looking for an active arm, active leg. Really pulling it all in. And then just floating very gently back down. Coming to our fold forward. Hands come down, we lock the breath. And we come back to plank. We're going to come down onto our left forearm, turn the hand perpendicular, and then turn onto our left side in forearm side plank. And then we raise the right hand into the ceiling, and then we raise the right leg. And then we exhale it, and then we raise it, and then we exhale it, and then we raise it. And we take both the leg and the hand down, we come back into our full plank, we take our right arm, and we place it perpendicular, we roll to the right side, we float our hand to the ceiling, and then inhale the left leg, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, last one, and float it, and then come the down dog. Good work. Breathe very deeply. Dog, you want to imagine the breath is coming in through the wings of your back. You're really breathing, using those shoulders, really allowing yourself that breath. And then take a big inhale, and on the exhale, drawing that right knee to the chest, and just lovely big hip circles, 4 in one direction, and then 4 in the other. And then bringing it to centre, floating gently forward into pigeon. Right, it's a little bit hard on the floor. Something about that. Right, now just making sure whatever position you're in, you're actively pushing back through that back foot. But then you find your balance. So whether you need your hands down, hands on the thighs, wherever you need them, find your comfortable place. Now, we're going to go for the lovely turn. Pop your right hand on your thigh and just take your left hand around. Because what we're going to do is then place the right hand on the floor to the side of us, bend our left leg, take hold of it with our left hand and look behind us. If you can't reach the leg, not everyone's there. Well, okay. And then just release the leg and then softly return back to centre. Lift the right arm and just go for the open twist. And then bring that back and just float forward. Really allow that forehead onto the floor. Breathe deeply. And then the hands come back under the shoulders. We're going to inhale, sweeping the nose forward as we would cobra. Tuck the back toes under. Keep the knee into the chest as we lift. Gently back into our dog. Inhale. As you exhale, drawing that left knee to chest, big hip circles. 4 in one direction. And then 4 in the other. Bringing the knee to the chest, sweeping gently forward to pigeon on the other side. Then actively pushing back, really creating that space, that lovely deep stretch. Finding your pigeon, sitting tall when you're in the pose, just connecting with it. Breathe. Then, taking the left hand onto the thigh to start with, following the hand around, then lifting down. You might want to put the hand here, left hand on the floor, just to help counterbalance. Lift the leg, take hold of the ankle, looking behind you. Well done. Releasing the leg down, just softly flowing back, taking the hand down, raising the left hand just for the open twist. And then returning the hand back, and then again just falling forward. Allowing that head to come to the floor. And then just hands on the shoulders, and then push the nose along the floor, coming up. Again, tucking the back toes under. Keep that knee into your chest as you just tuck up into dog. Then coming up on the toes, bending your knees, looking between the hands, jump a step forward, forward again. Sweep the hands back around, we're coming all the way up. And then exhale into chair. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, suck the tongue in, fold it forward. Inhale, half up. Exhale, hands come down. We're coming back to our favourite pose, the lovely plank. This time, side plank, long arms, just turning onto the left hand first, returning to center, and then coming onto the right hand, keeping the hips high, and then exhaling back to center, coming halfway, and then inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Breathe deeply. Now trying to keep those heels down on the floor, really extending the tailbone to the sky, letting the chest come to the floor. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lifting that right knee and placing the foot between the hands, lowering the left knee to the floor, coming into low lunge. And then just finding our low lunge, making sure again the knee isn't going past the ankle. So just make sure you're in the right place. And then what we're going to do, just make sure we've got a little bit more extension than maybe we've had before. So even if you just want to make sure you're really getting a lunge on that back leg, rather than having a straight back leg. Yeah, that's perfect. Just some lovely low lunges. Inhaling, taking the hands up all the way. Now the arms up by the sides of the ears, hands in steeple mudra, and then looking up through the steeple. Our first back bend. Breathing deeply. Exhaling, taking the hands down. Left hand to the inside of the right foot. Inhale, the right hand to ceiling. Exhale, the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Inhale, the left hand to ceiling. Exhale, left hand down, wide. Right hand comes inside. Drop to the forearms. Just breathe. Then we'll do our sneaky little leg over shoulder maneuver. Now you can just stay on the kneeling leg, just lift that front foot off, or you can tuck the back toes under and really come up for a lovely deep stretch. Or you can just watch me do it. And then we return the back knee down, and then we take the front foot down, and then we're just going to push that front leg forward and just come into a nice, easy venture towards splits. Just breathe. Now to come out of this, it's quite good to be on the fingertips. You're going to really sit back on that back leg as you tuck that front leg up. Okay, tucking the back toes under, come up into dog. Or not. And then inhale, as you exhale, left leg comes forward, and we do it all on the other side. Again, finding your lunge. So now, because we've done lunge a few weeks safely, what we're really looking for now is more extension into this front hip flexor. So really looking just to have a bit more space happening in our lunge. So once you really feel it there and the hips are forward and you feel strong, just inhaling those arms up and keeping the arms up by the ears. Steeple mudra, then looking up into your steeple. And then exhaling, right hand to inside of left foot. Inhale, left hand. Left hand exhales down, right hand exhales up. With right hand exhales down, becomes wide. We step the hands over to come on forearms. Breathe deeply. And then we just tuck our left shoulder under our left knee. And we just tuck our back toes under. Now, we can just lift the left leg off. We don't have to straighten the back leg, but if we want to straighten the back leg, it looks like that. And then we release that front foot down. We release the toes of the back leg. Hands either side of the front leg, and just work your front leg forward. A nice reach towards splits. You forget how inflexible you are, don't you? And then remembering with the inhale, just lifting up, coming back, tucking the toes under all the way to dog. Inhale up on the toes, bend the knees down and step forward, forward bend. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, down to chair. Inhale, create the space. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half up. Exhale, hands come down. Coming back to our favourite. And we're going to have the left hand in the centre again, rolling over for side plank, full arms. This time, inhale your right leg as well. Only the once, and then float it down, coming back to centre. Onto the other side. Right hand down your rump, and then inhaling that left leg, and then float it down, floating the opposite way to your right, and then coming to centre, halfway, float forward, and exhale, down dog. Just remembering, if we're feeling unbalanced in side plank, we can always take our lower knee to the floor. Breathe deeply. And then coming up on the toes, we're going to inhale, then we're going to exhale the right knee to the chest. Then we're going to float it up. So we're now in standing splits. Keep pushing the leg higher, letting the chest come lower. And then float that foot down. Take a big inhale. You exhale, draw the left leg to centre. You're still on toes. And then inhale the left leg to the ceiling. Really push it high, high, high. Really let the chest come down. Push high, high, higher. Let the chest come down. And then float that foot down. Now we're in dog. We're going to place our heels on the ground and really let our chest come down. Our head should just drop naturally between our arms. And then we're going to inhale, exhale the right knee to chest, and I'm going to float all the way through to come to rest by our right hand, turning our back foot about 45 degrees to the heel. So we're going to do our little warrior sequence. So making sure our hips are both forward. So you might just want to adjust your back foot accordingly, or even put more space between your feet. Inhale, hands come up by the ears, take steeple mudra, then take the eyes to the steeple. So, warrior one's an interesting one because it's a strong leg balance. You're actually really needing to use all of those muscles to keep your balance. Exhaling the hands down to shoulder height. We're then going to turn to warrior two. So in warrior two, you'll want to take your back foot, so it's now the instep of that foot's in line with the heel of the front foot. Then what I want you to do is just correct your pose so that your knee is not past your ankle, but that you have a nice deep warrior. Because I see a lot of people coming up here, I want nice deep warriors. Warriors are strong and brave. Turn your arms, really rotate at the shoulders. I want those shoulders to come back behind you. Then just rotate the wrists. Push through, fingertips to fingertips. Look over those fingertips in front of you. Then look behind you. And then back to the front. Coming into our reverse warrior, just simply raising the front arm, lowering the back arm, reaching up as high as you can, even maybe reaching over. Keeping that front knee bent. Inhale up. Bring the arms around and hop that back foot forward. And then just coming, floating into warrior 3. The thing about ujjayi breathing, where it's really good, is for balances. Really helps. So we're just going to now float forward. And inhale. And then exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Hands come down, so get back to plank. Half plank. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe deeply. Push those tailbones to the ceiling. Take an inhale. As you exhale, left knee comes to chest. Float the foot forward. Coming up into warrior 1 on the other side. Really feeling a nice wide deep warrior. Inhale the hands up. Making sure your hips are forward. Bring the arms up by the ears. Steeple mudra. Then take the eyes up into the steeple. Breathe deeply. And as we exhale down to shoulder height, we then rotate the body, turn the back foot so it is in step in line with the heel front foot. Rotate those shoulders again, then turn the wrist back so we palm down. Look over the hand, front hand, and then turn, look over the back hand. Push fingertip to fingertip. Rotate the head again. We're looking forward, then we're tipping. Reverse warrior. Really reach, if you can, taking the hand over. And then coming up, turning the torso so we're front forward. And then we just hop and we just float. Push down to that standing foot, push back with the foot that is coming up. Use the eyes along the floor in front of you. Extend through those fingers. Breathe. And then float. And then inhale. And then exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And then rock. Step back. Halfway. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe deeply. Really enjoy dropping down. Really allow it to loosen off. Really stretch all of the body. Inhale, and as you exhale, drawing the right knee to the chest, float the foot forward. We're coming up to the triangle. So this time, the instep of the back foot should be in line with the front foot, or if you're wobbly, take them slightly further apart. I want you to now take the time, just put a little bit more space between those feet. I want a deeper triangle. Straighten that front knee now. So we've got nice straight legs. We should feel we've got a good extension. We're going to take our arms up to the side, and again we're going to rotate at the shoulder and just turn the wrists around so we come palm down. Then we're going to push forward so our front fingers are coming over that toe, past those toes, further and further. We're looking to the side of this. We're not looking down yet. We keep extending. We're lengthening the torso. Then we begin. Just fold over. Just float. Imagine our back is against a wall, and we just really reach up with those. The left hand, the fingers should feel like they're reaching for the sky. And then if you're ready, take the hand overhead. At all times, keep your eyes on the ceiling. float up. So as you inhale, floating all the way, turning the body. We're going to come for reverse warrior. So you might want to just jiggle your back foot a little bit. It's a little bit safer. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. And we're going to raise the right hand to the ceiling. And we're looking up. And then floating that right hand down, left hand to the outside, turn the back foot, and we're coming straight back to dog, head down. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, left foot comes forward, right foot turns, and we come up to a nice wide-legged stance. So again, if you've brought your feet together, take them a little bit further apart, then straighten that front leg, feel your hips are both in alignment. Take the arms up, rotate the shoulders, drawing those shoulder blades together, then turn the wrists so the palms down, and then reaching over that front foot, really going along through the torso. The bend is here in the crease. We keep reaching. Look where you want to go, which is at the wall opposite you, and then we begin to fold. And at that time, the head turns and we start to look at the ceiling. We take the right hand up and we extend through the chest, we open the chest. And then we begin to reach over with our hand all the way, as far as we can. And then we inhale it up, very lightly, very softly. And then we turn. Now, as I say, you might want to jiggle your back foot just so the toes coming a bit more forward. We're going to take our right hand to the outside of the left foot, and then we're going to raise the left hand and raise the eyes to the ceiling for our reverse warrior. And then we'll float left hand down to the outside of the foot, placing the right on the right side, and just pushing back into dog. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, the right knee comes forward. We're just going to connect warrior and side angle pose. In fact, let's do triangle and side angle pose. So side angle pose we haven't done for a little while. Same position with the feet, front foot forward, instep and heel in alignment. Take the right hand, place it in your hip crease. Really have that leg parallel to floor. Forearm comes to thigh. Left hand comes to ceiling. And then it comes over. And we just relax into that pose. We're going to inhale up. And this time we're going to come down. And we're going to take the right hand to the floor. And then we're just going to repeat the whole thing. And then we're going to inhale it up. And this time we're going to bind it. So binding is the joining of hands. So when we come down, we place our right hand under, we take hold of it with our left hand, and again we look up to the ceiling. You can all be doing it with me. Come on! That's it, yep, you're right. Perfect. That's it. Good, good. And take the eyes to the ceiling. Perfect. Good work. That's it. Good, good. Yep. And coming up out of that. Perfect. What we're going to do is from here, and I just want you to have a go at it before we change anything. We're in side angle pose. We change our feet, and we're actually going to come straight into triangle pose. So just drifting the hand down and just coming into triangle pose on the other side. Okay, lovely. Coming up and coming back around into our base pose. Hands come down and we'll go straight back to dog. Take an inhale. As we exhale, front foot comes forward, back foot turns. We come up, we check our pose, make sure our hips are nice and even, that we've got a nice deep spread, because actually this leg really needs to be parallel to the floor for this to work. So just find your pose, take your left hand, thumb and fingers in the hip crease, and then inhale, the right hand to the ceiling, really looking up to the ceiling, breathing, and then inhale out. This time, left hand coming down the floor as we inhale out. Keep breathing. Inhale ourselves out. Prepare for the bind. Take the left hand under and over, and right hand over and behind. Eyes to ceiling. And then we come up, and then just come straight back into our basic side angle pose. And from there we inhale up, change the feet, and exhale over into triangle. Excellent work. Coming around, turning, so we're facing over the front feet, placing the hands down, come straight back to block. Take an inhale, exhale, front foot, right foot forward, sorry. Let's join it all up. We inhale up to standing, we exhale down, and we take 2 breaths. And as we then inhale, we come up, and then we exhale, floating down, straight into our open arm version. 2 breaths. Inhaling up, we exhale, prepare to grind. Grind. I'm making words up. 2 breaths. Inhale up, come straight into the side angle pose, and then inhale up, turn the feet straight into triangle. Inhale up, turn the body, sweep the hands down, step it back to dog. Inhale, then exhale, left foot forward, coming all the way up, check the pose. Coming in, we inhale all the way up, 2 breaths. Inhale up, this time straight arms coming all the way down, 2 breaths. Inhale up, going for the bind. Exhale down, eyes to skies. Inhaling up, coming down for our single move. Inhale, side angle pose. Inhale up, change the feet, coming over for triangle. Turning the body, hands come down, step it back for dog. Take a big inhale, and exhale. Step the foot forward, last round. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale hand to sky. Keep breathing, 2 breaths. Inhale up, straight down. Inhale up, preparing for the bind. Hand comes under, hand comes over, eyes to sky. Inhale up. Single move. Come straight down. We inhale and exhale. Inhale up. Straight over for triangle. Just change his feet. And inhale up. Turning. Exhale. Hands come down. Straight back to dog. Inhale, exhale, knee to chest, step it forward. Inhale up, hands wide, check the pose. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, reach up. Hold 2 breaths. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Inhaling up, preparing for the bind. Left hand under, right arm over. 2 breaths. And then inhaling up, single move. Inhale all the way over. Exhaling here, and then inhaling all the way up. Change the feet. And then reaching over. And inhaling up. Turning again, we're looking over the front feet. Taking the hands down. Step it back to dog. And you can breathe 5 deep breaths. Enjoy the dog. Now remember, tailbones to sky. Check those hands are flat on the floor. Index fingers forward. Really let those shoulder blades come together behind you. Really allow the chest to come to the floor. And then coming down onto your knees. Into cat pose. We're actually going to come back into a kneeling position. We're just going to stretch our feet. So just inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. On the tops of your feet, that's it. And one more. Release it down. It's just a precursor for hero pose. So just take the feet and legs backwards apart. Now, if you can bring these legs closer together, that's perfect. Don't hit the legs. So just sitting the bottom on the floor. Make sure the tops of the feet are actually on the mat and not rolling out, because that's actually cheating. Now, we're just going to lift up first of all. So I want us to really make sure our chests are lifted. If you need, do you want a block to sit on? Are you alright? That's impossible. I'm trying to move it. How about a sit? Anyone else want a block to sit on? Oops. Everyone else, right, cool. Now, in here, you're sitting down. No, you're alright.
It hurts.
Okay, for the rest of us, now, sitting tall is enough. But if you feel you've got the ability, we can work our way down. Now, what we're really doing here is just talking to our sacral iliac area. So just only go as far as you can. Don't force this. Sitting tall is enough, even if it's sort of just still.
Have a go.
Just breathe. Perfect. Coming up. Sitting tall again. And then taking the hands by the knees and just coming back into a kneeling position. We're going to do our little pelvic tilts. So really just concentrating on that pelvic bowl movement, feeling like there's a bowl of water in there. So you're actually going to keep the water from falling out. And then keep the water from falling out by just using that pelvic bowl movement. So just thinking about that. So we're inhaling and we're really, this is all firm. We're exhaling and this is all firm. Okay, so there's a lot of muscles doing this. Breathing, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, hold it there. So you know we're going to camel now. You can see where it all goes. Camel, you have your options. You can come in one-handed, you can come in two-handed. What I want you to really concentrate on is that the pelvis is forward and the chest is lifted. If we aren't here, we're not doing camel, we're doing something other. It can put a strain on our spine. So really, camels have humps. This is what we're doing. We're creating a hump, so you have to lift and round. Making sure there's a bit of space between your knees, but you should be more than hip width apart. Keep these forward. First of all, what we're going to do is just take a couple of up breaths. So what I want you to do is concentrate on lifting the chest and looking up. So we're going to take a big inhale, lift the chest and look at the ceiling. And then exhale. Return the arms to the floor. You should feel when you're doing this, you're activating all the same muscles that we did in the pelvic floor movement. Okay, exhale. This time, either one hand or two hand, inhale and exhale the hands to the floor. Okay, and then inhale the hands up, and then we're going to exhale our butts to the floor. Okay, then we're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale and just ground ourselves. We're going to inhale the arms and the chest, exhale and release down to the heels, backs of the legs, wherever we go. And then we're going to inhale the hands up, and we're going to exhale ourselves down. Same control. Inhaling up, ground first, then inhale, lift. Remember the arch, lift the chest. And then exhale. And then inhale, and then exhale. Inhaling up, just sink into it, connect. And then inhale, lift and round. Exhale, really squeeze the butts together. And then inhale, and then exhale. This time we're going to come up, and we're going to go over, and we're going to hold it. Wherever you are, breathe deeply, push forward, raise your chest, really go for the best camel you've ever done ever. And then inhaling up, and then exhaling down. Now, I said that if we're not lifting the chest, we're doing another movement. We've already sort of explored it with Hero, but this is the other movement. It is a very viable one, and we can try it, all of us. You can keep your elbows on the floor. Okay, anyone want to have a go? I can come and help. So all you do, it's kind of the crossover between what we did with Hero and what we did with Camel, because we're locking in here, we're pushing with the buttocks, we're using our hands to walk ourselves down, and it's much easier if you look at the ceiling while you do it. And then we place the crown of the head on the floor, so we don't need the hands. And then to come out, bring the elbows back down, and we just bring ourselves back up. It's just like that. Have a go. Have a go. Push the pelvis up. Really all this. That's it. Perfect. 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 So it's kind of, well, Ian, can I suggest you just do a back bend because your knees are too hard.
So,
If your knees are lifted, just try to just do the best back bend you can. So it's really good for you, that's perfect. When you're doing it, if you can't do it, just try doing what I call a low camel. Or just make sure you've got that. Just push your pelvis forward. Too tight? Okay, right. The lower back, how's everyone going? Yeah, let's come on to our tummies. Everyone's looking quite exhausted. We'll have a little go on the tummy. We're about to do locust and then bow pose. Locust pose, you might want to make sure you've got no watch on. Locust is an unusual pose, and really what we're doing is we're lying on our own hands, and they're fronts of hands down. The other thing you're doing is you're lying on your forehead, and then what we're really doing is just lifting. Okay, so
front hand down.
Front of hand on the floor, under your thigh. Front of hand.
I didn't do that. Not normal. Yeah.
Now, first of all, inhale and lift the right leg. Just lift the right leg.
No, back. Front hand.
And then exhale it down.
Weird, isn't it?
No, it's front hand down.
Oh, back. Back hand down. Okay. Yeah, back to front. That's back. This is from New Zealand, you know.
We're all twisting.
Right, back of the hand down.
Sorry. Hang on. And lift the right leg first.
Oh, do that. That's easier.
And then exhale it down. Then lift the left leg. And then exhale it down. Then the right leg. And exhale. Then the left leg. And exhale. This time, pushing down with the hands and the forehead. Inhale both legs up. And then exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. Inhale and lift. Exhale and release. And then placing the hands under the shoulders.
We're coming up and going straight to swan. And then pushing forward all the way again. We're coming straight into bow pose. So just left hand on left ankle, right hand on right ankle.
Forehead on the floor to start. You take an inhale.
You lift the forehead and the ankles, and then you exhale, releasing down. Inhale and lift. Exhale down. Inhale and lift. Exhaling down.
This time, take it up and hold it.
And if you're breathing, you will notice you can move. It only happens with the exhaling tummy.
Come on, Matt, let's get into it.
Release it down. And push back again.
Into swan. And while in swan, walking the hands over to the right hand side. And then back to centre. Then over to the left hand side. Then back to centre. Walk the fingers further forward. Inhale up on the fingertips. Exhale down to the palms of the hands. Inhale up on the fingertips. Exhale on the palm of the hands. Last time, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhaling, coming up to a seated position. Tucking the feet around. You're going to come down into supine spinal twist. So, beginning our supine spinal twist is really about finding our centre, so making sure we feel like we're connected in a nice straight line on the mat. Taking the arms up to shoulder height. Taking the left knee up first, right hand to the outside. Looking over the left hand as that left knee just falls to earth on the right side. Just breathing into any areas of tension. And then inhaling up, centering yourself again, and then lifting the right knee, and just doing it all again on the other side. Just making sure you're not lifting the right shoulder off the floor. You feel connected, your back is connected to the floor. And then lifting that knee to centre and returning the leg, both legs to the end of the mat. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, drawing both knees into the chest. We're going to put our hands over our knees. You just want to do some big hip circles. So what you do is you take an inhale and push the knees away, and as you exhale, you bring them back. So just throw them down to the end of the mat and then circle them back around. So inhaling away, exhaling towards you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One last time. Come to centre. We're going to go out the other way now. So now you look like a little froggy. Well, maybe not. Maybe the frogs will be offended, but never mind. And then come into centre. Bringing the knees in. Placing the feet up on the ceiling, preparing for our dead bug. Just take those arms up through the centre, take holds of the outside of the feet. And drawing those knees into the armpits. Really looking to lengthen the spine along the mat. Really feeling that from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone, you are connected with the mat whilst the hips are opening and those knees are drawing down to the armpits. A lot of things going on in dead bug. Really need to breathe. Then inhaling the knees together and exhaling them to the chest. We're going to rock from side to side. And then coming to centre, 3 breathing coils. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, head to floor. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, long. Exhale, coil, squeeze it up. And then exhaling, release it all the way down to the end of the mat. Okay, and then we're coming down from Shavasana. So just if you need something warm on, just take a moment to put a jump or blanket on. And then just connecting with your Shavasana, making sure you feel really truly connected with your mat, that your body is really in alignment before anything else. And just really allowing your body to be open, so allowing your feet to be backward apart, ankles rolling out, making sure the hands and palms uppermost and the necks are long. And just connecting to your awareness of your breath, the quality of your breathing. Just feeling it moving through your body. Feel how it moves. Feel if there's any area that's restricted, that's tight. Just breathing into that, letting the breath give you release. And just beginning now the journey of the breath up through the body. And just focusing on the sensation of the breath coming in through the soles of the feet. Just feeling that softness and lightness that comes with the movement of the breath. As the feet take in the breath from the heels of the feet to the tips of the toes. And the breath just continues its journey up through your ankles, along the legs and into the area of the knees. And just feel as the breath moves with softness and lightness, the legs become heavy and just sink further into the mat. Let the knees soften. And the breath just continues its journey along the legs, all the way up into the hips, the pelvic bowl. Feel the breath softening and releasing any tension in the hips, in the lower back, and in your abdomen. Just feel that lightness, that softness. And the breath just continues its journey up along the spine, creating space in the abdominal cavity, Creating space between the ribs, really allowing more room for more breath, improving the quality of the breath in the body. And the breath just floats up into the heart center. Just allowing a mounting to the mat, an opening in the back, and a softness in the chest. Letting go all anxiety or tension. Creating calm and ease. And the breath just then floats lightly and softly over the shoulders, along the arms, to the elbows and wrists, and comes to rest in the palms of the hands, floating softly along the fingers all the way to the very tips, just feeling that lightness in the hands, and then the wrists, and then the elbows, as breath travels slowly back over the shoulders to come to rest in the neck and the throat. And taking the time here to allow the breath to soften all the tension in your neck and shoulders, all the tension in the throat and the jaw, and the tongue becomes soft. And the area behind the ears, just allowing a release. And the breath slowly travels up over the cheeks, coming to rest in the eyes. Just creating that sense of space and lightness. And then it floats to the brow, again letting go of any tension. And then the breath travels to the crown of the head. And here you connect from the crown of the head to the tips of the fingers, to the tips of the toes. All your skin is soft and light. All your skin is connected. Awareness into the quality of your breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Inhale deeply, exhale completely. Inhale and wriggle your fingers. Exhale and wriggle your toes. And then inhale and sweep your arms up overhead to come to rest on the floor behind you. Drawing your feet together. Inhale and stretch from fingertips to toe tips. Exhale and release onto the floor. And one more time. Big inhale and stretch. And exhale and release. And then sweeping your arms back down to the sides of your body. Rolling over to the right hand side and preparing to return to a seated position when you're ready. I'm going to take 3 breathing on. Big inhale. Good grounding. So there's lots of good basic things in there. What we'll do is we'll film up. The sun split will be separate, and then you can pick parts that you might want to do or might want to add. That's the plan anyway. The reason we're doing it this week is to try and do something the next week, and it might be to do part and then we have part on. So we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed. So, no class next week. I will be on a train to Edinburgh, and then I'll see you the week after.